Hey, good evening, everybody, man. It's another quick episode of Because I Feel Like a Podcast. It's Marcus. I might just be doing this one on my own for right now, but I wanted to talk to y'all about the Eagles and the Bucs game. That game, it should have been better than what it was. Obviously the Eagles came out hot in the beginning. The offense looked okay. The first 30 minutes of the game, there was, I was very encouraged by what I saw from Jalen in regards to, you know, handling the blitz. Because Ty Bowles is going to throw a whole bunch of stuff at him, but Jalen pretty much handled himself in the correct way as he should. When they were blitzing, he pretty much just dumped it off to the running backs, or he found his hot read, which was a little over the middle sometimes to Dallas Goedert. He hit Calcaterra a couple of times. He hit Dotson maybe once or twice. So the offense in the beginning of the game was great. The defense came out with a lot of energy early. They had Quinyon on Egbuka from the Bucs, man, and he locked him down pretty much the entire game. He traveled, which I love because you want to see the best on the best, or the best on who's ever the best on the other team who was there. Because obviously, Chris Godwin just got back. He looked. I'm glad he's back. You always want to see a guy healthy. So he was playing good, but they didn't have Mike Evans, obviously. But hey, there's no excuses from that because last year when the Bucs played the Eagles, they didn't have everybody either. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles was missing 4/5 of their darn offense. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You play with what you got out there. So they did what they had to do in that sense. The offense and the defense in the beginning of the game was great for the Eagles, right? They locked down the receivers. They stopped the run. They had a little bit of spurts here and there, but they pretty much locked down Baker, you know what I mean, and did what they had to do in the first half. But I think the story of itself is really is the issue, man. You know what I mean? The reason why I'm saying that is because in the second half, that second half offense looked like what we saw the first part of the second part of the Cowboys game. It looked like a good portion of what we saw in the first half or the first 3/4 of the Rams game. It's hard to tell, how do I say this? It's hard to tell where the initial issue is. Because for me, I know what I think personally. Fans are going to have other points of view. I think that there is a struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's a real struggle between Patullo and Sirianni on what is what. What works best for the Eagles, right? Because it's not even it's a lot of y'all have been watching football for at least 20, 25 years. Some a little bit lower, some a little bit way more. But to me, if we start with the wide receivers, if you watch other teams other than just the Eagles, it should not be that hard to scheme open your best receivers, whether it's AJ, whether it's Devontae, even if it's Goddard. It shouldn't be this hard to scheme these guys open. You're not getting them on. You're not getting them on wide receiver screens. You're not bunching them up where they can get a release to be able to get a slant or a dig. They're not getting anything, dude. And it's just, I don't understand. If I'm not going to sit here and be overly judgmental, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want your emotions to get the clouds, your common sense, and cloud what you really know. And you don't want to get down on the guy because I know I'm not saying I'm not definitely not in the NFL, right? But I know how it is to be, in a big spot or be a so-called expert, and that is your job. And then it's the first time you're in this position at this job, and you have to make decisions. And some things, even though you've been there watching, you haven't been in the seat. You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's sort of like even if you played basketball or played any other sport, it's different when you're sitting on the sidelines watching other people do things. Yes, you should be learning from that, but it's a whole different situation when you get into the game and you actually got to perform and you actually are called on to actually do things. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where, like, I'm with y'all. I don't like where the Eagles' offense is right now, but you have to compart these things. Is what I'm saying. Like, it's it's. I know it's a. They just won a Super Bowl, right? And hold on, let's get my guy in here. Yeah, they won a Super Bowl and they lost their offensive coordinator. Patulo has been with the team for years. However, he has not been in the seat, right? Would I have liked to see the Eagles get or hire a senior offensive consultant? Yeah, but they didn't. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we have to work with. This is what we have to watch. Um, I still do believe that, hey, it should be easy for him to scheme up these guys, man. And if Nick needs to help him more, help him even more. Or hey, I saw AJ's tweet, their initial tweet. I'm not even tripping about that shit, to be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, what he said was not wrong. You know what I mean? And this is not even about football itself. He's an employee, just like any of us are employees. You know what I'm saying? And we all want to feel like our input is being valued by our leadership, by the people who make the choices, make the decisions, or whoever designs the game plans for the upcoming week. You know what I'm saying? Or if we see things in real time, we want to be able to move and get things done. Right? That is the most important thing. So I understand where he's coming from in that aspect, because you as an employee, as a valued employee, as an employee that has performed at the highest level, you would like to think that your input is valued and respected. That's just what it should be. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I'm not tripping on that, man. That shit happens. You know what I mean? That shit definitely happens. You don't. It's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? AJ's a valued employee, a valued part of the team. I love AJ. I want him to be here. But people have to understand, like, there is no drama. It's just, think of it as you being at your job and your boss, you have ideas on how you think things should go, right? And you brought your suggestions to your boss, and maybe they are not implementing them. So yes, you would have an issue with that. AJ's no different. It's just at a higher level, man. You know what I mean? That's all it's about. What's going on, Swerve? What you think?
What's happening? First off, I just want to start by saying this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Baker Mayfield is a bitch. F Tampa Bay. F everything about them. Ha ha ha! Y'all haven't beaten us the last 4 times. Whatever. Y'all took an L today, and I'm okay with it. AJ is completely right for his feelings, and AJ is completely. He's right. AJ Brown is a top 5 receiver in the league, right?
Yeah.
If you look at if you look at St. Brown got 12 targets today.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard.
If you look at Jamar Chase gets 10, 12 targets a game, even though he's across from another guy. T. Higgins is arguably the second best number 2 in the league, because I think I will take Devontae over T. Higgins, but Jamar Chase still gets 8 to 10 targets a game. Like A.J. Brown is the only number one who literally doesn't get who hasn't been targeted in the first half this year, and it's crazy. And we're winning, and everybody's going to be like A.J. Brown is a diva because if he complains, because it's like your team is 4-0 and you're complaining about targets. But it's like,
yeah, I guess you.
A.J. Brown literally makes life easier. If A.J. Brown is catching passes and if A.J. Brown is balling, life is so much easier for the Eagles offense. So I blame it on the dude who's calling plays. Like you can't have an A.J. Brown on your team and not target him in the first half. That's ridiculous.
And not only did he not get anything, Devontae didn't get anything either. I'm like, it's you got to be able. If you can't get one, you should be able to get the other. If you have to line them up together, do something. Get them out the backfield. Throw them to.
Yeah.
I'm not saying give them a handoff. I'm saying throw it to them out of the backfield. Something. Get them started.
If you got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith on your team and you still can't figure out a way to get them the ball, there's something wrong with you. Like, there's something wrong with you. And, like, I was watching the game, and I'm like, I want the Eagles to put together a complete game. I think the first half they put it together. They played really well in the first half, but they still didn't target. Like, we got too many weapons. You know what grinds my gears, and what was Buddy last night? The Detroit fan from last night?
Carter showed something like that. Yeah, Carter showed.
Yeah, shout to him. Like, you know what I will give to you? Like, Detroit's offense is way more fluid than the Eagles' offense right now.
Yeah, it is.
Like, because Detroit's offense, they know they got the running game, and they know they got St. Brown, who's a top 5 receiver in the league in my eyes, and they use their weapons. So the one thing Detroit is better at, and I'm sorry because somebody from Detroit, I'm not going to put your name out there, but I got friends in Detroit too, and they got mad at me the way I shitted on the Lions last night, and I apologize to y'all. They just had me in my feelings. Detroit, honestly, the Detroit Lions are the most complete team in the NFC right now. And I'm saying that because I watched them today, and their offense is fluid. They got Aiden Hutchinson, who is a dog. I mean, despite Joe Flacco was our age, even though Joe Flacco was our age, they went out and they dominated a good Browns team who beat the Packers last week. Yeah. So I'm an Eagles fan, and I'm going to tell you, Detroit, even though they lost, even though they got one loss, Detroit's the best team in the NFL right now.
Oh, I ain't going that far.
Listen, no, I'm going that far. I'm going that far because I'm disappointed in the Eagles. So I'm going to tell you, the Eagles, in my eyes, are the third best team in the NFL after this week. Because if the Eagles were up at halftime and the Eagles did what we said the Ravens do yesterday.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, if anyone, including yourself, if anyone has built anything or anyone has been a part of something that is growing, that is great, you have to understand that, and this is why, even though Patullo bothers me, Sirianni sort of bothering me when it comes to the offense and its structure and how it flows. However, when you are building something that is great, you have to allow for fault while building, right?
I agree. Yeah,
and the reason I say that is it's different if you're having fault, but you're not having any progress, and the results aren't coming out in the regards of a win. They're building while it's still sort of stagnant, but there is progress in the end. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to build on, because you don't have time to sit. The time to construct and monitor, retest, and reset and move forward again. That time is not there now because every week is a different week. You're in the season now, so you have to literally take your pieces on the road with you to the next stop. You know what I'm saying? And
I agree.
yeah, that's why I say, and it's not like this isn't 20. I know, because I know it's a lot of fans out there that's going to say, "Well, this is 2023 again." I was like, I'm not trying to hear that. The thing is that this team is kind of learning on the run, like the Eagles had to learn on the run last year. You know what I'm saying? Now, if this is the same offense we see in 2 weeks, by the time we get to the middle of October, then yeah, you people, I can understand it. But if you're seeing more positive, more progress and less of this, then it's gonna be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to give them grace because, and the reason I'm going to give them grace is because they played an outstanding first half, even minus the block punt. The
Right.
offense was able to move the ball, and they moved the ball without Devontae or AJ. So it gives me
Right.
hope. But it's
Right.
like, bro, like at the end of the day, you have Smith and Brown out there, and between them, they got 10 targets, which is unacceptable.
Yeah. Yeah. But let me look at the schedule. I want to look at the schedule real quick to see what they are.
Broncos, Broncos on Sunday, Giants on Thursday.
Right, but I'm talking like how the schedule, the starting schedule for these first 4 games, right? They've had to play they play Cowboys up week 1, right? Week 2 it was the Chiefs. Week 3 it was the Rams. And then today, obviously the Bucs, right? For where they're at and where they're still trying to build and where they need to get better, and who they had to play within the first 4 games, because
Oh,
the first quarter of the season is already over, so that's September, right?
I take 4-0. I had them
Yeah,
going to. I said
exactly.
if
That's
they
the
made
point,
it, I said if they got out of this first, if they got out of the first 4 weeks 2-2, I would be happy.
right? And that's the point. If we're having this discussion at 2-2, 1-3, we might be more animated than what we are right now. But they're winning while recalibrating. And it's going to take, I think for them, what it's going to take is, again, they need to have honest conversations with each other. Offensive players, offensive staff, coordinator staff. They need to have those healthy conversations. Do what makes them put in the playbook what works for one Jalen, what works
Yeah,
for AJ, what works for Devontae, and what works for Dallas and Saquon. Because to be honest with you, the offensive line hasn't been blocking well at all.
they have it.
You might see 8-yard run here, a 5-yard running here. But I think the first game, Saquon had 18 for 59. The second game, it was 12 for like 34 or something like that.
Yeah,
This game here was 8, or what was it like?
he had 10 for 20 at one point.
It was like 15 for 37. Like,
Yeah,
that's not going to get it. The offensive line, yes, I understand that um Lane is hurt. He had his neck. You know what I'm saying? A couple of times Dickerson was kind of iffy. but and I'm not gonna kick Howie's back in, but maybe he did take what I'm saying, like some things the you can't ever overstate what consistency means. Even with the boy they let go to San Diego or the LA, the Chargers. I forgot his name.
Back then, back then, back
Right.
then.
Yeah, you can't overstate what chemistry on the line means. Yes, you got a Hall of Fame off O-line coach and Coach Stout. You got him. But understand chemistry matters. You know what I'm saying? And they're still getting used to each other. This is Steen's first full year coach or full year starting, and he got hurt during the game too and had to go out for a second. You know what I mean? So the line needs to get more chemistry. You know what I'm saying? And then also, hey, see what the line likes to do. You know what I mean? What do they want to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Stout has those talks with those guys. So you have that, and then sometimes you like I made a tweet on the pod page about you needed to push the Rooks heads in a little bit. You know what I mean? But I was wrong. I say that. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the accountability for saying that. I just think sometimes a guy said it. He did say it. Reed on the last touchdown that what's the name got? I forgot his name for the Bucs. Reed was out of space.
Way out of position.
He should have never left his zone. You know what I'm saying?
Way out of position. When why Jihad
Bucky got
the Bucky Irvin touchdown,
right.
Jihad, that's not on Jihad because Reed should have been there to pick up that tackle.
Right. He should have. Yeah, I seen Reed. Reed was already down. He was down at the line of scrimmage. I'm like, bro, you don't leave a rook out there by himself on Bucky Irvin. No matter how good he is, it's still Bucky Irvin. He's not a bad back. He can run.
Yeah.
And Baker got enough time and saw him and threw it down there to him. You know what I'm saying? It was just when you were in a zone, unless the ball is released,
do your job.
Right. Thank you. We know that. We know that from playing football. Unless the ball is released and you know for sure that ball is not going into your zone, you don't leave your zone.
Yeah.
Period. You never leave your zone. I don't care what. Go ahead.
If I'm Jahai Campbell, I'm expecting you to be there.
Right. Yes.
So if I'm Jahai Campbell, I'm playing you a certain way so that even if you do catch this pass, I should have a safety over top to make the tackle. But because you're down in the box where you have no business being, now a 12-yard gain turns into a 60-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and then Makuba, the one was on Makuba because he got caught looking in the backfield instead of just staying in your zone. If you're supposed to be the deep half, you don't come up 15 to 20 yards for no reason. There's no reason for you to do that. Stay in your box. The coach used to tell us, if you in this box, you don't leave that box until that ball is released. You know what I'm saying? Then if you need to come down, and rally and make the tackle, you do so. But you stay right there. You stay right there, man. That way, if the corner does fall, something weird happened, you right there to clean him up.
You're still right there. You're still in position to make a play.
Right, exactly. So that's where and I'm not gonna Makuba on one, yes. Jihad on the other one, no. I'm not gonna get on him for that. I can't do that.
That's on Blankenship. Like, first off, you had a linebacker covering a running back 15 yards downfield, and he was in good position. That was just a really good pass from Mayfield, and the safety should have been there.
Right. Yep. And then the other thing I didn't particularly care for, and a nice lady on Twitter put it up. You know what I'm saying? People be giving her a lot of a lot of flack for her takes, but she be accurate as fuck about her takes and shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's one thing she did say that was 100% accurate. How the Eagles, you know what I'm saying? Like Nick in particular, you saw what you had a front row seat to the Rams and Eagles game last week. You saw what got being conservative got you. You
And
saw
why
that.
did you
Why would you turn right back around
and
and
become conservative when you're
right,
up?
right? You know what I mean? And that's the thing I don't like. I do not like conservatism when in sports. Once I have my foot on your neck, I'm trying to
I'm
stomp the life out of you. You feel what I'm
bro.
saying?
I'm taking shots like and I was watching a game with a friend of mine. Shout out to Rook. And I was telling him like, yo, I want to take a shot. Like they're locking Saquon. They're locking Saquon up. Like I said, he had 10 for 20 at one point. So if they're 10 for 20 and there's 8, 9 guys in the box, you got AJ Brown and you got Smith on the outside, and you have Dodson, and you got really good wide receivers. Spread the field, spread the field. Force
Yes.
those guys to, because you. My issue is this, and after and Rook's gonna say, oh, the offense didn't start clicking until after the bye week, week 5 last week, and after week 5, Kellen Moore got his shit together. But bro, you don't have to run you can use the pass to set up the run. Like you don't have to use the run to set up the pass. You have two of the best receivers in the league. Use the pass to set up the run.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
if you start hitting Smith and you start hitting Smith, you start hitting Brown on the quick slants and like especially AJ Brown. Like we all seen the quarterback he got the strongest hands in the league. And if you can't they like use the run to set up the pass. Like last year we used the pass to set up the run. Last year we used the run and set up the pass. This year, if they're loading the box, use the pass to open up the run. I would rather Hurts get off in the first half and Hurts get his numbers in the first half, and then now because Hurts done lit y'all defense up in the first half, we can hand the ball off to Saquon and let him close the game out.
Yeah, but the thing is, I forgot the young lady's name. Her name is Lovis. So shout out to Lovis for the because she had me remember something as well. It's just they at the end of the first half, right? You get down there and you settle for 3 when you in reality you should have kept going and went for it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If because the thing is you wanted I want to go into the half with the Bucks knowing I'm stomping you out because
I'm
I got
stopping you out.
and the other thing is it's not like the Bucks were getting the ball coming out of the half. You were getting it.
You getting the ball back at
Right.
halftime.
Right. So you should have went again and did you should have went for it. Right before the half, but you know what I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and kick their back in completely about it because they won. But I do not like you want to set a mentality. You know what I'm saying? You want to set a mentality for the team. I
Yeah.
want my team to know that I got their back no matter what. We're
And
coming
I have faith in y'all. I have faith in y'all,
right, and I'm
and
coming.
we
I'm
gonna go
coming to
out
kick
here.
your back in. That's it. I'm coming to kick your face in. That's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming to kick your face in. That's my job. You know what I mean? As a Philadelphia Eagle, my job is to kick your face in.
Yeah.
by any means necessary. And by the time we get to the end of the third quarter, I want you to know beat the shit out of you.
I beat the brakes off you. Like
Yeah,
y'all might as well
yeah.
stay in the locker room. Y'all might as well stay in the locker room.
But at the end of the day, I'm not. I'm obviously what I'm saying, like my motto more now than it has been in the past. Especially with people on Twitter in itself, like win more, type less. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
but
Like, what I mean? Don't talk to me about what your team did or what they can't do or whatever the case may be. Win more. Then you can talk. You know what I'm saying? You can still talk. I mean, it's jokes, but at the same time, at the end of the day, if your team is 1-2 or 1-3 or whatever the case may be, don't talk to another fan that's winning at
yeah.
3-1 or 4-0. We don't have nothing to say to you. Don't talk
I'm
to me
not
about don't talk to me about what you think Jalen is or what whoever else is. Talk to me about wins because that's what
I'm
matters.
not acknowledging off of that. I ain't got shit to say to Ravens fans. Y'all trash.
Yeah. I look, man. Remember, I said it last. I said it the other night, bro. I told you about the Ravens. I live down here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You know what I mean? So understand, like the mentality they got. The team has you can because they talk about it on the TV every day. I hear it at work every day. These jokers have a front. They're not complete front runners, but they count their chickens before they hatch way too
Yeah.
much. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with your chickens. You have to put those chickens in the roost and win. They have to learn how to win. And I can't really you can't I love Lamar, right? I love Lamar, but I like John Harbaugh. You have to learn, you shouldn't be saying you have to find a winning mentality in year 8. You see what I'm saying? Because Lamar's in what, year 8, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be saying that to this man at this point, right? You shouldn't. And then also, that defense is trash.
Trash. Trash.
Healthy or unhealthy,
Trash.
they're trash. Yeah, man.
Baltimore. Hey, y'all
And just
team mad. Like
and,
I'm not in. I'm
and
not
Justin
in. I
Herbert,
made a Baltimore Philadelphia Super Bowl prediction.
yeah,
Y'all got me out here looking bad. Baltimore's ass. Like Baltimore's ass. I I'm not very sugarcoated. Like y'all ass. Like Detroit punched y'all in the face. Y'all
yeah,
ain't fight back. Y'all gave up 15 point lead, 14 point lead against Buffalo. Trash.
bro.
Y'all beat a Cleveland team that was and then y'all went out and got embarrassed by a below average Kansas City team. So it's like
Yeah,
I,
they look
I,
bad,
I
bro.
last night I was so hyped for y'all. I said I'm going with John Harbaugh because it's not the regular season and Baltimore shows up. Yo, y'all disappoint. Y'all the most disappointing team in the league right now.
Right
Like
now,
the Baltimore Ravens are the most disappointing team in football right now, and it hurts me because I support number 8. I want number 8 to be great, but they're just disappointing. Like
and
Washington has an excuse. They don't have Washington didn't have their quarterback today.
I'm not shooting them no bail. I'm not
I
shooting
am.
them. I'm not shooting them no bail. You know why? You know why I'm not shooting them no bail? Because Mariota, even though Mariota is not a real starting quarterback anymore, he's been in the league for 10 years. Penix has started 5 games, maybe 6, right? No excuse. Win that game, right? Because guess what? At the end of the day, when these people get on these TV shows and whatever the case may be, they don't shoot the Eagles no bail. Like when the
They
Eagles went
don't.
down to Tampa last year and they didn't have AJ, they didn't have Devontae. They were starting Jahan Dotson and the boy Paris forgot his name, Paris Edwards, I
Oh,
think
the
it was.
bull from Ohio State Bowl. Yeah,
Right,
Paris.
right. They had them and nobody shot the Eagles bail. None. So why are we shooting these guys bail hill? And by the way, as far as shooting bail, oh my God, Justin Herbert. How the hell did you lose that game? You
I
lost
was,
the
I,
game. You lost the
I
game
was
where
saying,
you lost the game where the Giants started Jackson Dart, a rookie, lost Malik Neighbors. Prayers up from Malik that he gets better.
lost their best player.
Yeah, and prayers up from Malik, man, because I want him to heal up as quick as possible. How do you lose that game? How do you only throw? You talk about numbers, since people want to bring up numbers, and yeah, you have to have 300 yards to win. Herbert threw for one. Hold on, matter of fact, let me go look and see how much Herbert threw for today. How much did Justin throw for today? Hold on one second. I want to look at this real quick. He threw for Justin Herbert threw for a little over 200 yards. Had one pick or one touchdown and 2 picks. Right? How do you? There was no reason for you to lose that game. None. I don't care how good you think the Giants' defense is. You shouldn't have lost that game. No way you should have lost that game. But yet they keep trying to put him in the same air as Jalen. You know what I'm saying? It's nasty. Like, that's why I keep saying more winning, less typing. And that goes for all the media that's out there. It goes for any of those other content creators. I like, hey, no disrespect to y'all, but understand, it's about winning. You will understand more. Winning matters more than your words. The actions got to match with the words.
I'm gonna ask you this. They said Jalen ain't top 5. Who the 4 quarterbacks they list in front of him?
Justin Herbert,
Mm-hmm.
Lamar, Josh Allen, Pat,
and Pat Mahomes, right?
right. Yep.
Those are and Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, right? Yes.
So let's look at something, right?
Mm-hmm.
My bad. I'm here. So Jalen beat Pat Mahomes this year already, right?
Yep.
Lamar just lost to Pat Mahomes.
Yep.
Last time Jalen played Joe Burrow, he won.
Yep.
Last time Jalen played Josh Allen, he won.
Yep.
And last time he played Lamar, he won.
Yep. Sure did.
So the five dudes, the guys y'all list as top 5,
Mm-hmm.
like he's beating them all. He's beating them all. He's beating them all. And I posted something on my Facebook that said if I listed the defenses Josh Allen has had over his last 5 years. If Jalen had Josh Allen's defenses a couple of years, Josh Allen's defenses were way better than what the Eagles put on the field. If Jalen had them defenses, Jalen probably wins the Super Bowl. If Jalen had Josh Allen's defense the year they lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, Jalen wins that Super Bowl.
Yep. By the way, right? Cameron Newton, on his new, he's taking Shannon's spot on First Take. I don't watch that shit. I just see the clips from Twitter. Joker said, I trust Baker Mayfield over Jalen Hurts, right? And this is where, I'm saying, like, I respect the fact that he was a league MVP. I respect the fact that he put the Cowboys, but the Panthers on his back and took them to the Super Bowl, even though they lost. I respect it. But you're seeing everybody. It's just everybody that they try to put in front of Jalen. He has either walked them down or has accomplished more than them.
Cam's so sassy.
Yeah, I'm just at some point, man. Like at some point, y'all just gotta. I understand you got a job to do. It pay, it pays the bills. I respect it, right? Because you never want to say you don't respect somebody not paying because they got to pay their bills. But there has to be. I know they have storylines they have to adhere to based on whatever the subject is for that day. But somewhere there's got to be some truth in your reporting, and the truth is the truth, which is a fact. The Eagles are 20-1 now in their last 21 games that Jalen Hurts has started and finished. I really just need y'all to shut up at this point. Respect the man, respect what he has done with his team, and say that this man is a top five quarterback. And it's not five. Based on his body of work in the games that he has played against those people in that said top five. That is a fact.
Right.
That's a fact. It's not like we can't say he never played them and they lost to them. He's beaten them. Some of them he's beaten decidedly.
Listen. This is what I'm about to say. You know what's crazy? Is I talk sports. So what's wild is this. What's Jalen Hurts' record versus Pat Mahomes? Boom. He has a winning record. Right? What's Jalen Hurts' record versus Josh Allen? He has a winning record.
Yep.
What's Jalen Hurts' record versus Lamar Jackson? He has a winning record.
Yep.
What's Jalen Hurts' record versus Joe Burrow? He has a winning record.
Yep.
So the same motherfuckers that'll tell me it's all about winning when you talk Jordan and LeBron.
They pick and choose when it's about winning.
Right. If I tell you, if I talk to you, Jordan and LeBron, you're going to tell me Jordan has 6 rings and Jordan has a winning record against these guys. But if I tell you Jalen Hurts has a winning record against certain people and has a Super Bowl and other people don't, you're going to tell me his stats. They're going to give me stats.
They put conditions on things. That's the problem.
Yeah. So don't talk to me. Don't talk to me if you're going to use stats. If you're going to use stats, because if you're going to use stats, LeBron James is the greatest basketball player to ever play in NBA history. If we're using stats, but the same people who are against stats when we're talking LeBron will use stats to tell me why Jalen Hurts isn't a top 5 quarterback or a top 10 quarterback. I don't even care where you rank him because at the end of the day, it's all about a dub. And guess what? For the first 4 weeks of my NFL life, I've gone home happy every Thursday or Sunday Jalen Hurts has played.
Yep. So when we get to that, right, I'm gonna tell you because the Cowboys and Packers game about to come on in about a couple of seconds. So I want to end it with this. We'll probably get back on again. We'll probably get back on Wednesday, and we'll talk more, obviously, or with the rest of the crew. What I would like to say is, in regards to clear this out for this tonight, there's a lot of insecure men out here when it comes to Jalen Hurts. There's too much insecurity.
Too much.
You need more confidence, more football watching, more learning, and less typing and less insecurity. That man is successful on the football field, and that's just the way it is, whether you like it or not. Maybe hold your team's front office is accountable like Eagles fans do. Because guess what? That's what we do. And with that said, man, hey, everybody that's out there, please subscribe to the podcast on YouTube because I feel like it. Please subscribe on Twitter to our page. Follow us there. IG as well, Facebook as well. That's my guy Swerve, Nelson, and Artie, and AO. We coming up, y'all. We'll be back probably Wednesday. We love y'all, man. It was and then hey, go Birds. You know what I'm saying?
Go Birds.
The 4-0. My people out there. not the IGGLES fans, actually Eagles fans. Yo, we
Eagles
love
fans.
y'all. Good win. I know we're gonna have some things to talk about and tweet about going forward. But let's watch these. Hopefully, watch these Cowboys get their heads kicked in, man.
Get their head beat in. And shout out to Detroit. I know I was in my feelings last night. I don't hate the city of Detroit. But y'all boy was just talking crazy. Look. Hey, this is celebration. Like this is celebration. We 4-0, baby.
Yep, and we out of here.
All right.
Later.